Welcome on into the podcast. I'm Brett.
I am Dorian, and today we are going to be talking about Disney Plus Star Wars shows, some new movie announcements that got announced over the week, and some more on the Corona delays in terms of movies and whatnot. But first, let's get into our first topic, which is Parks and Rec related.
Yeah, Parks and Rec has a special in the works at NBC. I think Amy Poehler went to Twitter with this and kind of announced it, and then they came out and made it official. And so this is focusing around the main cast in modern day social distancing. So they had to do that in order to get this special out. I feel like,
Yeah.
and obviously this is for COVID-19 relief, and so I don't know specifically where the money's going, if that's X, Y, or Z, but so they're doing it to and for mainly the fans who are at home probably who have nothing to watch. This is something pretty big. It's going to be a 30-minute long episode, and it's coming out April 30th. So next week, or this week, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I mean, I didn't realize it was going to be long. I figured it was going to be like a 5-10 minute thing or something like that.
Yeah, no, full episode's worth. So, like I said, I don't know. I think it's probably going to focus around Leslie having to deal with social distancing, which everyone knows she's not going to be good at that. So,
yeah, Ron Swanson is
he's loving it.
Social distancing. Yeah, no, he's got his 500 log cabins that he's got going on here. So yeah, no, he's having a good time. April's probably going to be feeling pretty good too.
Yeah, Andy's probably not liking it at all.
Andy is probably going to get a little antsy here. We'll see.
Tom's not going to like it.
Tom's probably not going to like it either. Yeah, I could see that.
I wonder if we'll get a Jean-Ralphio.
That'd be awesome. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Chris Traeger probably especially. Here.
Oh gosh, he's losing his mind.
If he's even in the special here, do we know who's all going to be?
Yeah, I think they announced it, but I don't know if they have the full. It had 4 or 5 people that were confirmed. I'm sure Chris Traeger's coming back. I think him and Ben are coming back.
Yeah, no, I would imagine Ben would kind of have to be there.
Right.
Speaking of which, my prediction for this special is Ben is either getting back into claymation, like that one episode,
or he's made a new Cones of Dunshire expansion,
like Cones of Dunshire expansion / new board game, something along those lines. I mean, that's what I'm predicting here.
Yeah,
but
I think you're probably right when it comes to that. I don't know. I'm trying to think how this would be affecting him. And they have their kids at home at this point, I think.
They must be going insane.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because their kids.
Because what were they born? 2017? Is that when they were born, or earlier?
I'm trying to remember the timeline on that.
The 2017, I think they were young. I think they were little, so they've got to be. I mean, it's 2020, so they're probably grade school,
right?
Yeah, maybe Leslie's homeschooling or Ben's homeschooling them, and.
Yeah, I think you might be right on that here because if I remember correctly, after the 6th season, they do a 5-year time jump or something like that, where it's 2017, and then they have that whole spiel, happen. But yeah,
the whole season takes place, I think, in 2017.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Their kids are probably 4 or 5. It looks like.
Yeah. So this is technically the
this
furthest.
Is after. No, they go further.
Right. No, I know they go further in the finale, but this is the furthest full episode timeline wise that they've gone here. Yeah.
So confirmed cast returning include Amy Poehler, obviously, Rashida Jones, Aziz Ansari, Nick Offerman, Aubrey Plaza, Chris Pratt, Adam Scott, Rob Lowe, Jim O'Hare, and Retta. So the whole cast basically.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty much the whole cast. So yeah, No, now here's a question about this whole thing. So it seems like they were able to put this ensemble together, somewhat, easy here for the most part here. Do you think they might be gearing up for another season?
No, I think honestly it's just because everyone's at home right now. Everyone think about it. Obviously, they probably have other projects on the back burner, but I'm sure
they can't do them right now.
No, they can't do them right now. And if they're doing the social distancing thing, then maybe they have a video. Maybe the whole episode's gonna be a video chat. I don't know. I hope not. I hope it's actually good quality.
that's the thing. I mean, like, just from the description of this, I think it is going to be video chat, just because it's like,
I mean, I think that's how they'll communicate to each other, but I really hope it's like
they actually have like some
some good
like,
camera work.
it's,
If they don't, it's still fine. I think it'd be interesting to see because the writers wrote
yeah,
it. Like the actual writers of the show came and wrote this episode, and so
yeah,
I just hope it's a little bit better quality than Zoom. Like the quality is
yeah.
not too
No,
great on Zoom, and so
yeah, but I mean, you have to figure that if this is, going to be a corona thing here, and if you're going to have like, social distancing, you're probably not going to have like, all the regular essentials
no,
that
no,
you
no,
would
yeah,
typically have. You wouldn't have, camera grips, you wouldn't have makeup artists, you wouldn't have like, all the people that you would typically have on a set. So I don't know. I would imagine that this is probably going to be similar to like a just Parks and Rec, just on a video chat,
like a
maybe with like
reunion.
higher, yeah, maybe with like higher quality or something along those
Like maybe
lines.
they recorded their pieces without seeing everyone else. Like they're not actually on Zoom, but kind of
Yeah,
recorded their pieces with a camera that they were given. I don't know. I'm just excited that we get something. I think that's a really cool thing for them to do. Now,
yeah.
will other shows follow suit? Like even the Office could do something like this.
The Office could potentially
I
do
mean,
something
John
like this. Yeah.
Krasinski's doing the news every Sunday or whatever. So
I mean, yeah. Did you see that he had like uh, what's Dwight's name? Rain Johnson, right?
Rainn Wilson,
Or Rain Wilson? My bad. Yeah. Yeah. I just got done watching
Star
Rise of
Wars.
Skywalker, or yeah, sorry, Last Jedi. So I was talking a lot about Ryan Johnson, but anyhow, yeah, no, he was just on, yeah, his show doing like prom for all the kids that can't go to prom here,
Yeah, yeah,
basically,
yeah.
and
Michael was on. I mean, Steve Carell was on the first episode. So
yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, so no, it's a possibility. I mean, why not?
yeah, I mean, part of that would have to be the writing and all that stuff. See who's available, but hopefully everything kind of starts opening up soon. But
Yeah,
no, I
yeah,
think
no,
it's pretty cool that
absolutely.
they're doing this. They're partnering with State Farm, and all the money, I guess, somehow is going to relief for the pandemic. So good for them.
Yeah,
But
good for
I'm
them.
glad we get. I just want to see Ron, see what he's up to.
Oh yeah, no, same
Maybe
here.
we get some. What was his son's name? I can't remember. John. Was it
Oh,
John?
I would imagine. I think it is John, and that sounds like something that Ron would just name his kid, just
A very
generic
manly
old
name.
John.
Just yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but no,
Cool.
I mean, look. I like I like what I'm hearing, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we got a bunch of movie news today, but continuing kind of with our shows, Star Wars has a new series in development at Disney Plus, which has kind of been the news for the last couple months that they keep coming out with these new shows.
Hmm.
This is a completely new series. Previously confirmed have been the Cassian Endor series, Kenobi, Mandalorian season 2 and 3. Um,
Yeah,
but this is supposedly focused around a female lead or leads. It's live action, and it's going to be kind of more of an epic action and martial art focus.
which I do
Um,
like that part of the announcement here.
yeah, I think that's cool. The epic action martial arts. It's set in an era not yet explored, so it's either after Rise of Skywalker or it's High Republic. There's a lot of rumors that this could be the Ahsoka series. It also could be something completely different.
Hmm.
So we'll kind of see how it plays out. But I think it's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
with everything going on, they're still kind of moving forward with a lot of their projects. So
Now that being said, I don't think this is the Ahsoka series, just because I feel like if you just say, "Hey, we're doing an Ahsoka series. Dawson is going to be playing Ahsoka, as she's been cast to, and we're gonna have X amount of seasons or X amount of episodes or whatever," and because that I think would like actually raise their stocks, like get people hyped and all that stuff, instead of like being ambiguous about saying, "Hey, this is going to be a female led series with a martial arts focus."
yeah, I mean, it could be either or. I don't know why they haven't come out and said this, that, or the other thing. Maybe it has to do with contracts and stuff like that with or maybe Rosario Dawson. I don't know. Like I don't know what they're kind of going with this. If it is another female led live action, It's whatever,
Mhm.
you know, like I guess I'm not going to be PC right now, but I'm kind of over that. Like let's have it be guys and girls like The Mandalorian is, and why does it have
Yeah.
to be specifically female focused? Like I don't get that. And so
Well, I
um
mean, yeah. I mean, I am here's the thing is like I am not really that big of a fan of like saying, "Oh, this is going to be female led." It's like, okay, well,
what does that even
like
mean?
the last couple of projects that have like specifically relied on it being a female lead as their strength have not performed well. Like we're talking the female Ghostbusters, Birds of Prey, and all
Right.
that. Like you need to actually give me like an actual reason. Like, here's the thing. Like, I don't care whether or not it's like guy or girl. Just promise me like, actually something beyond like just the gender of your main character
Right.
here.
Or,
I just think
or around the idea of just girl power. Like, okay, if Ahsoka is the main character, obviously it's going to be a female lead series, and I'm totally okay with that because I love Ahsoka. But don't have
sure,
it be a
exactly.
female led series for the sake of being a female led series.
Yeah.
If the script dictates it, absolutely. But if you're
Yeah.
just doing something to make a point, then I'm kind of like, all right, Disney, I'm kind of over this. Like,
Sure. Well, I mean, it's like, I don't know. I just, yeah, I mean, I'm just not about like, hey, let's really just pander to like one demographic. It's like, okay, I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine. I just won't have any interest in it.
right.
But
And I think that's the kind
if
of the issue is like I understand what they're trying to do with trying to hit the female market, have the girl power video, whatever, or movies
Mhm.
or shows. But Star Wars is primarily, and I'm not saying this because I am anti girls liking Star Wars. I think girls should like Star Wars because it's a great series. But
well, and
their main moneymaker for the series is young boys. Like that's who's gonna get
yeah,
into the series and buy the toys, not girls.
no, you are
Some
correct on
some
that
girls
front.
some girls will. I'm not saying that the girls won't. I'm saying the boys are going to be one that fuel this fire. You know?
No, I would say like the majority of the consumerism from Star Wars is coming from, the male side of the gender aisle here.
Yeah.
But uh no, I mean, obviously, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind like, more women or girls or whoever, getting more into Star Wars here.
No. Yeah.
I just think there's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. And I feel like if you're just gonna focus just, hey, let's just have this, this solely female led girl power movie. It's like, okay, I'm not necessarily gonna watch that. And here's the thing, me as a kid, if I saw that, I wouldn't want to watch it either. I mean, like, because,
You can't identify
at,
with anything.
well, it's just like, like when you're a kid, like girls are gross, you don't want to have like really much to do with them here all that much
Right.
just because they're always, just not doing guy stuff here. And, it's the unspoken rule that you're not supposed to like girls when you're a kid, basically
Right.
here. But yeah, no, even growing up, like I didn't like watching like, Sailor Moon or Powerpuff Girls or, those shows that, were had like, a female led cast or like a heavily female led cast. Now, if there was like a show that had a female as like one of the leads, but had like, a bunch of different guys or, different people, like, kind of like Power Rangers or like even like Ninja Turtles or something like that here,
Yeah.
where they have like, okay, we're not just limiting to like just like, women or men, we're going to do a little bit of both.
Right. Yep. And in that same vein, Mandalorian season 3 is in pre-production per John Favreau, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He's been writing the script for it for a couple of weeks now, which I mean, this is not going to be like a really in-depth topic. I mean, the main question is like, are they done with season 2? Like, are they done filming? Have they wrapped it up? Like, how far along is it in terms of like, actually
Being
getting
done.
being done?
Yeah.
Because the main question that we've been having for a couple of weeks is Mandalorian going to get delayed because of the coronavirus? And, I really hoped that this news means that they're done filming because it kind of seems weird that, you would be starting to like, really put the pen to the paper on writing your next season when you're not done filming your current season that you're working on.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's just my that's just my thinking process. I don't know how it actually works, but that's just like me trying to use my rationale to figure it out.
Yeah, and I don't, like I said, no one knows really where they were at. I think they were close to done, if not done. They might have been doing reshoots at the end there, and maybe
Yeah.
he's just doing this in the meantime until they can pick production back up, whatever that looks like.
Speaking on that note, didn't like a couple weeks back or a month back, the lady that plays Kara in The Mandalorian, didn't she say that they were done filming, or she was done
Yeah,
filming her parts, or
yeah, she
something
was
along
done
those
filming
lines?
her parts, whatever that means, or that that they wrapped on her basically, and so they
Okay.
had to have been close to done, unless there's a lot of episodes without her in it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll kind of see how that works and how that goes. I guess
Yeah. No.
soon.
a- a- Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're just kind of readjusting their schedules, maybe because of Corona, and he started writing season 3, which is cool.
Yeah.
And
So
we got some more movie news. Green Hornet is getting a reboot at Universal. So for those of you who watched the original show, Bruce Lee was Kato in
he
it,
was Kato.
and it focuses around kind of a crime fighting duo, not necessarily super powered in any way, shape, or form. Kind of more of
Yeah.
a private eye kind of feel, I guess, is the way I would put it. Is
I mean,
he?
oh no,
Oh
continue.
no, I was saying essentially it's just like they're just two guys and they go fight crime. They
Yeah,
have their little disguises, but it's nothing crazy like Batman or anything like that.
right. And I was even going to speak on that because they are essentially like low budget Batman and Robin. They don't
Yeah,
have like the fancy gadgets that they you would see from like the Batman mythos, or all that. They don't have the grappling hooks or like the thousands of vehicles that he's got in the Batcave. It's more along the lines of like kind of boots on the ground, kind of doing detective work and like taking down like local gangs, petty criminals, stuff like that here.
yeah. So
Which,
it's a pretty realistic, I guess, superhero if you want to take it that way.
yeah, well, and not to mention too, but like even the original show, it came out like around the same time the Adam West Batman show came out, and they actually collabed on a couple of episodes together where like they had like a guest appearance
Oh,
and
nice.
whatnot. But but even then, like that show was like a lot more realistic than like the Adam West show.
Oh
It
yeah,
actually like it kept things more grounded, which if they kind of take that approach with this movie, like kind of do more realistic, grounded take, kind of similar to like the Dark Knight trilogy or you know, the Netflix Daredevil show. I think you can kind of be filling in a void that, hasn't been filled in a while here, in all honesty.
yeah. I mean, they did do a movie back. I don't know when it was, early 2000s, probably. Probably
I
2010. I don't know.
Yeah, I
With
think it
Seth
was like,
Rogen.
yeah, 2011, and that was like more of an action comedy, and it was all
Yeah, it
right.
was
I mean,
okay.
I didn't think it was like really all that great per se, but
I just
but
Yeah,
oh, go
I
ahead.
just don't think that the Green Hornet's a big enough name for it to deserve a reboot, really.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think obviously this is, Universal trying to cash in on some superhero money, and they just don't have like really any rights to like any super big names. So I think they're just kind of trying to see what they can do with like, what they got, and what they got is the Green Hornet. So in that case, I mean, I think they do have like an opportunity to actually make it cool. I mean, they can't be going for like, the Avengers level money here.
Right.
I mean, there's no way.
Yeah.
Like nobody's going to like pay $2 billion to go see uh you know the Green Hornet and Kato here.
Right.
Now, that being said, like if you like really actually get some people who know what they're doing on this project, like we get um like maybe some of the fight choreography guys from the Raid, and like we have it like maybe either like a darker or like grittier PG-13, maybe even like a light rated R movie of this whole thing. I'd be interested in it. I mean, I think, I'm a Bruce Lee fan, so I would like to see the Green Hornet actually, come back in some significant way, but we'll
Right.
see. I mean, it's hard to say. We really don't know any details about this movie like as of right now. We don't even know when there's a date, who's directing, who's starring, nothing.
Okay. Yeah. We also Hunger Games prequel is announced as far as a movie. Now, I talked about a book a while ago.
Mhm.
Uh, and so now they're like, all right, this book. I don't know if it's come out as of now. I don't know.
I don't think it has. I think
I,
it's
I know
still
it's close, and
yeah, I
so
think it's slated to come out this year sometime.
yeah, and so they've already announced a prequel movie. And so they're gonna have President, Snow obviously as the main character. We've kind of talked about that. And it looks like the director of Mockingjay is going to direct, and there's no release date. What do you think about this, Dorian?
I think it's a premature announcement just because, the book hasn't even come out yet. Obviously, they probably have already seen like, some rough draft, if not the final draft of that book.
Oh yeah, they've seen it.
But that being said, it's like they have no idea like what the fan reception is to this here. They have no idea whether or not people are bored out of their mind reading this book or if they think this is just, not like interesting material to really be basing a movie on. So I think, I think they're jumping the gun on this a little bit. But
Yeah,
that being said, I still need to watch the Mockingjay movies. The last one I
I
saw
had.
was Catching Fire,
So I
and that was
saw. Yeah, go ahead.
years ago. And
Yeah.
for whatever reason, I never got around to watching the last two movies.
Well, I watched the first part because it's two-part for Mockingjay, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
And I watched the first one. I was like, yeah, I don't really care for this movie at all. So
Oh, really?
yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was just tired. Honestly don't know. I saw it hidden discount too. So
Okay.
um,
But because I thought like, the original Hunger Games, like the first one, I thought that was a pretty solid movie. And then I thought Catching Fire was like, better than the first one here. I actually, enjoyed that one a decent amount
hmm,
here. But yeah, just for whatever reason, I just never got around to watching
Mockingjay.
the last two movies. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, yeah, I think it's a little early. I think they're just starting to start some buzz around it, basically.
Yeah.
One Punch Man gets a movie. So those of you who don't know One Punch Man, this is based off a manga, which is an anime also, which kind of focuses around mocking superheroes.
Yeah.
It's a
I mean, really,
comedy
when you,
slash action.
yeah. Yeah. Action comedy that's a parody of like kind of the superhero genre here.
Yeah,
And it's essentially kind of taking like the idea of like Superman, but like Superman like is so powerful at this point to where he's legitimately unbeatable and life is just very boring for him because he kills all of his opponents in one punch here
right.
just because he's that strong. And that's the premise of One Punch Man. And no, it's one of my favorite anime. I'm not a big anime guy, and this is like one that pokes fun at superheroes and like anime tropes and all that. And
Yeah,
no, I think it's a good time.
definitely rips on some animes too, like
Yeah.
basic blatant copies of people like Piccolo and from Dragon Ball
Oh,
Z and
yes. I think there's some oh, I'm trying to think of what that name of that mech anime is, like classic even even something or whatever.
I have no
I
idea.
don't know. But yeah, there's some nods and references to that and all that.
Yeah, so this is being developed by Sony and some of the writers from Venom and Jumanji, which both solid movies in my opinion.
Yeah.
We don't have any kind of information beyond that, so we want to talk about kind of who we think should play Saitama, which is the main character. He's One Punch Man.
Yep.
So what was your thought? Well, who came to mind for you?
So, well, I'll tell you who I don't want to see play is The Rock because
Oh my gosh, he's probably going to play him now that you said that.
I mean
He's bald. He's bit. He's like,
yeah. Well, he's bald. He's got like the name recognition behind him, but the thing is like Saitama is not like a big dude,
No,
and
he's
that's
very
kind of the
skinny.
point.
Yeah,
He's like kind of like lean, kind of slim for the most part. Doesn't like have like really like a whole bunch of like uh bulging muscles half the time here. It's
No, but
complicated, but
they could do it like that, or just give
no,
him
they could
baggy
definitely
clothes,
like
give him baggy clothes or something.
yeah, like well they could just like do like that creepy CGI they
Oh
did like in
gosh,
Captain America, the first one where they
yeah, they
put
could.
they put Chris Evans' head on like some skinny guy's body and
Yeah,
all that.
dang, that would be weird. That would be super weird.
Oh, it'd be super weird. Yes.
Um,
Uh, but no, that being said, I mean, if I had to pick one guy, that'd be Mark Drakostos, I think is how you pronounce his name. But basically, for those of you who don't know, he's the guy who was kind of the main martial arts guy in John Wick 3. He's the bald Japanese guy,
oh
uh,
yeah, he would be good.
martial artist, and uh, and
Is he the
he
one that
also had
wants to
like
be
that.
friends with him the whole time? Like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. So I think he actually wouldn't be a bad pick just because obviously he's bald, he's Japanese. I think. If he's not, my apologies, but no, and also just the fact that I think he kind of does have like some humor chops and all that. So I think for a movie like One Punch Man, you would definitely have to have that.
right. Man, I mean, he fits the bill. I mean, martial artist. You know, he's got that lean build. I think he could be a good. Mine was more of a joke. I said Bruce Willis just because he's bald. I think
Yeah, I mean,
so.
yeah,
Keep our bald actors acting.
I mean,
So
yeah. I mean, bald actors'
because
careers matter too.
Saitama is bald, for those of you who don't know,
Yes.
and it's kind of a main,
Yeah.
uh,
Famously bald.
very famously bald, and so Bruce Willis would fit that bill as famously bald. So would The Rock and even Mark Dacascos, he could just shave his head, and he would fit the bill, pretty dang close as far as looks and background in martial arts and stuff. Now, will this movie be any good?
Probably not.
No, it won't.
I
It's not
mean,
gonna be good.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, nobody's really cracked the code on how to do like a manga, anime,
Adaptation.
style, yeah,
Yeah.
adaptation well. Just because I
Not
mean,
yet.
I
Not
think
yet.
the closest that we kind of got, I think, was like Ghost in the Shell with Scarlett Johansson
I
that
never
one
saw
time.
it. Yeah, I never saw it.
Yeah, I never saw it either, but I heard it did not. It was not that good,
Okay.
but it looked like a studio was actually willing to throw a decent amount of money behind a manga anime project here,
Right.
and that being said, it's like do think the problem with adapting movies like that is the fact that a lot of these anime mangas, they're so far removed from like reality, just the way
Well,
like
yeah.
characters are designed, how things work and all that, and
It's
that's kind of the
supposed to be.
point.
Yeah. Supposed to
Exactly,
be.
it's supposed to be escapism. So I think when you're trying to do a movie with like live action actors and everything like that, that really makes it a huge struggle. But I think the appeal of One Punch Man can translate over to the movies, especially nowadays, seeing how we are still living in a superhero renaissance where we're getting like just a bunch of superhero movies. They are the biggest movies on the block, really.
Yeah.
And I think something that is more meta, kind of like poking fun at like the current climate, I think has potential to actually do well. I mean, hard to say.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, definitely hard to say. I don't think Americans will like the humor of this movie if it's like the show. Now, if they change it,
Mm.
I'm sure they will.
I mean,
Or how it kind of mocks superheroes. Like,
yeah,
obviously, they could do that and they could do it well. It'd just be interesting to see how. Because even for me, like sometimes the Japanese humor, I'm like, I don't really care for this, but it's kind of
yeah,
funny, like the action's cool.
yeah,
But with that said, I just don't know how a live action kind of movie is gonna work well
yeah,
in America.
yeah. No, I mean, you definitely have to tweak, a few things for certain here. I don't know, and that's the problem is like how much can you tweak without sacrificing what made the original good
Right.
or like, memorable.
Well, because the
And
issue isn't even necessarily One Punch Man; it's all the other characters. I feel like even Genos, like
yeah,
just over the top cyborg
yeah, anime pretty
sidekick.
boy.
Yeah, exactly. You get Zac Efron to play him, and it'll be golden.
That would actually be pretty funny.
Yeah. But the action's gonna have to be like superb for this movie. So
Yeah, no, they're definitely gonna have to go with a pretty good budget here. And one of the things I think is going to be kind of hard to do is making it PG-13, because I feel like that's where you want your target audience
yeah,
to be,
definitely.
is PG-13. But in the anime, he punches a guy and like it's just an explosion of blood and intestines here,
Yeah.
basically. So you're not really going to be able to get away with like doing that on a PG-13 movie set here.
No, I mean they could try to stylize it to where it's not as bloody or gory, but
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
yeah, I know for sure.
All right, let's talk about some Corona delays. Because it's still happening, and so
Yep.
Venom 2 got in some news. Venom 2 got a confirmed title, which is called Venom: Let There Be Carnage, which is awesome.
Gee, I wonder who the villain's going to be.
I couldn't tell you. And so that's going to be released June 25th, 2021 now. Which did it get moved back significantly? I don't know its original date.
It originally was supposed to come out, I believe, October 2nd. I know October.
Okay.
I think October 2nd is when it originally was.
So I mean, this is a pretty big delay. This is
almost
a year. So, the Batman is now coming out October 2021, which I'm okay with. Especially if they take their time to make it better.
Which is like, I think about like a 3-4 month delay, which is not terrible. And plus, one of the things that I just kind of realized in the wake of this news is October really seems like a good time just to release a Batman movie in general. You got the typically dark lighting, the gothic scenery of Gotham City and all that. And plus, every day is Halloween in Gotham City.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this is especially fitting considering there's all the rumors surrounding, and it's potentially based off the Long Halloween.
I mean, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how well that would work here, just because that would be like, I don't know. The Dark Knight is kind of the Long Halloween movie for the most part.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about just taking elements from the Long Halloween.
Sure.
So whatever that looks like, and obviously, yeah, like you said, I mean, every day is people are putting on costumes and running around, so it pretty much is what it is in Halloween, and I think it just fits, like the grittiness, the Batman persona. Kids dressing up as Batman around Halloween is just going to push costumes and stuff like that even more.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think it'll be good. San Diego Comic-Con 2020 is canceled, which I think everyone knew that.
And the interesting thing is like, initially I was thinking at first, like, okay, they'll just have to just release their trailers online, and everybody who typically doesn't go to Comic-Con will, see them.
Yeah.
However, you got to figure, it's like, okay, everything's getting pushed back. So they might have not had like really anything to really show.
No, I don't think
like
they did.
Upcoming.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
At least nothing that probably won't be available and ready for like next year's Comic-Con.
Right. Yeah. A tough break for a lot of those companies too, because that's a big moneymaker for them.
Yeah, no, for sure.
10 is still on track for release this July. I call it 10-10.
What he is trying to say is the Tenet.
Right. It could be 10-10.
Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah. Because it's 10 halfway and then 10 back, and it's kind of a time, like rewinding time movie,
I mean, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So,
but
I think it's good that they're still on track for a July release date, because it's like the only movie I'm going to probably see this summer, because there's nothing else coming out.
No, there really isn't. And also just the fact that if this is going to be like, the movie the one movie that does not get pushed back, man, can you imagine like how clear of a field, you have to mop up all the cash.
I know. That's what I'm saying is like if I were like DC, especially with them, they had a couple good releases. Dude,
Mm-hmm.
I mean they just had Birds of Prey, which was complete trash from what I hear. But dude, they should move Wonder Woman into summer.
Well, I mean, I think she was initially
yeah, she
like
was.
August, I think.
Yeah, move it up
But
if you can. I mean, I don't know if they're like behind on stuff or what, but
yeah,
if a company really wants to take all the money, just move it into like
yeah,
July or August. Move your
yeah. I
movie
mean,
into July or August.
it is up for grabs, but even then, it's like, we've been proven like quite a few times that you don't have to release your movie in the summer to like make money because I
No,
mean,
no.
obviously, like Star Wars and Marvel have been like releasing movies in like springtime, fall, winter, or whatever. So I mean, and they've been cleaning up here, so it's
I'm just talking about the lack of competition right now, and
yeah,
hopefully by then people are going back to the movies.
yeah, hopefully. So
I can see it both ways though. If people still not being sure of going out to big, community gatherings like movie theaters or
yeah,
concerts and stuff, and maybe they're not going to go see it, but I
yeah,
hope people do because I really want to see that movie, and hopefully there's movie theaters around that we could actually see them in because of everything that's going on. Who knows if Regal and AMC and all the other companies can keep up with it, but I'm hoping so.
yeah,
So,
hopefully, yeah.
so we're going to talk about a little bit of video game news. Call of Duty Warzone cheaters deserve each other. Now,
They sure do.
a lot of the times when people cheat, they just kind of get kicked out of, whatever game they're playing. But
Well,
Call
yeah,
of
get
Duty,
banned and all
yeah,
that.
they get banned. Their account gets banned, which a lot of the times they just create another account. Um, but basically, it just takes all their whatever whatever level they're at. They're not that level anymore. They got to start from scratch, which keep doing it and you get probably perma banned. But
Yeah.
so Call of Duty Warzone is kind of trolling the trollers, the cheaters.
Yeah. No, they absolutely are. And one of the most unique ways I've seen to punish cheaters for online games and probably ever here. The new update is going to be putting cheaters in servers with other cheaters.
Now that's hilarious to me.
No, it
Because
is hilarious.
because here's the thing is like I mean I don't know how cheating factors into video games. Like I've never been smart enough to figure out how to, even if I wanted to. But then where's the satisfaction with actually cheating?
Yeah.
Like you're just cheating because I mean it's a false sense of achievement.
Accomplishment. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but this is
Yeah. No.
awesome. This is so funny to
Yeah.
me.
So, I mean, like, just to give you a little bit of an idea. So, on Overwatch, Soldier 76 Ultimate, like his tactical visor,
Yeah.
where
Yeah. Yeah.
basically, like, if you see somebody and you shoot your gun, like, you'll have 100% accuracy.
Oh gosh, for real.
That's basically what aimbot is for the most
Oh my
part,
gosh, that's
and
lame.
that's what they use. So basically, yeah, putting them, but these freaking chumps in a server together is absolutely the best thing in the world.
I hope
It's
they broadcast this. This will be hilarious to
yes.
watch.
To quote the Joker from the Joaquin Phoenix movie, "You get what you effing deserve here,"
Yep.
because I mean that's it.
No, seriously. I mean, yeah, because it's not going to stop the cheaters. Now, the thing is are they going to let the cheaters know they've been banned, or do they just secretly put them in servers with other cheaters and not tell them? I think that's the route to go. As they go,
I think it's
they're just going to
I
move
think
them.
it's probably I think it's the latter that rather than the former, just because I mean it's like if you're going to put a cheater in like a server and then you tell them that they're going to do it, they're just going to like nix their account, start a new one, and then go about it that in a different way here,
Right.
and just nothing gets accomplished. But if you don't tell them that they did it, then yeah, then they're gonna have issue. But I don't know. I feel like you're gonna notice like, okay, this person's cheating too, so I
Right.
must have got put in that server. So who knows if this will actually solve anything, to be honest. I mean, I think it's just a hilarious punishment for people who decide that they want to press buttons better than the other guy, but not actually be better at pressing buttons.
Right. Totally. All right. Well, that's it for our nerd news. We're going to take a quick break and be back with Roundtable Review. right, we're back with
right.
Roundtable Review. Dorian,
So,
take it away.
Clone Wars.
Yeah. It's
So
actually good now.
it's good again.
It's good again. Now,
Yes,
we're about, what, 6
we
episodes
got
too late? 7 episodes too late? We're in episode 10 now, I think. That was episode 9 or no. Was it 10 that just
no,
aired? Yeah, it was 10
I'm
that
pretty
just
sure it's
aired.
10 because we got 2 more episodes left, right?
Right, we only have 2 left.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this has to be 10, yeah.
Yeah, so we got 2 left. I'm still okay, so this episode was still the normal length, right? Like it was like 20 something minutes, 30 minutes tops.
I think so, maybe
Because
a little.
I thought they were talking about that they're gonna be longer for these ones, but I mean I don't know. Doesn't
I
seem
mean,
like it.
it might be slightly longer, but I don't think like it's noticeable. It wasn't like an hour-long episode or anything like that.
Right. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was called the Phantom Apprentice, which is a play on words, obviously, because it revolves around Maul, the Phantom Menace. Him and Sidious. Sidious being the Phantom Menace, him being the Phantom Apprentice. And so, what's interesting is it actually brings light to a lot of things. I think for episode 3. Now we are right in the midst of episode 3 right now.
We are, yes.
This episode takes place during all the stuff like that's happening. Like midway through episode 3, you'd think, like the beginning to midway, because Dooku's dead. Obi-Wan's heading to Utapau, which is where he confronts General Grievous. Anakin's spying on the Chancellor and doesn't like it, and so those are kind of parallels that are happening when Ahsoka and Maul are having their little fight. And so, yeah, basically this whole episode is taking place during that part of episode 3, which is interesting to see kind of Ahsoka's take on it, like when Maul's telling her what Anakin's going to do, and Maul even kind of knew about Order 66, at least what part he was supposed to play in it if it were ever to get there. He has a vision about Anakin, and he's kind of the key, which I thought was really interesting too. And Ahsoka's not believing it. Obviously, it's true. And honestly, this whole episode was just dope. Like the fighting was super good.
Yeah, we got some Maul action.
Yeah, I got some Maul action.
Just that scene, like between him and Ahsoka when they're in that throne room, and just just how like big that shot is. It's just really cool.
Yeah, and then like the glass breaking and kind of slow-moing through, like just some really cool shots that they took, I think, kind of some artistic freedom with, and just like the dialogue between Ahsoka and Maul. It's interesting because they're both kind of in a similar situation. Different circumstances got them to where they're at, but they're both kind of not rejected, I guess rejected and or kind of overlooked in their, old standings, as one a Sith apprentice and one a Padawan learner.
Exactly, yeah.
And so and neither conforming to either now, so
right, and both of them have been like, kind of disregarded from their respective orders, basically.
Exactly. So I mean, it's interesting. I'm really interested in these last 2 episodes. Like, I think this is where we're going to get primarily Obi-Wan and Anakin, because Ahsoka's arc seems to be kind of almost done.
Possibly.
I think it possibly Maul could show up again and have another fight. But I mean, I think that was a good fight to leave him on. Maul's now, trapped up, and he'll obviously escape. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. No, I mean, this is another actual good episode here. This is like the stuff that, from the trailers and the promotion that we've wanted to see all this time here, it's just the actual final story arc of this show.
Right.
And no, we got some good Maul action, which I'm always a fan of. And I'm also a fan of how Maul is essentially getting his Game of Thrones on by trying to like thwart Sidious's Grandmaster plan by essentially killing Anakin.
Right. Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of like a cool way, just kind of seeing like how he's seeing like episode 3 from his perspective, and like what was going on during that time that we didn't see in the movie here. So
yeah, I think it's just definitely a cool take. Definitely a cool take.
Yeah, no, I think if we get more of this, I mean, definitely we're going to be ending on a bang for this series. It's just kind of a shame that we had to go through such a slog to get there, though.
Yeah, realistically, I think that there should have just been a different storyline to line up these kind of events, or just had
Yeah.
the shorter season. Because I mean, the Bad Batch, cool. You got some Clone Wars action, you got a little bit of Anakin action, but the whole sister storyline, I think, was complete like filler.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah. No, it
um,
was.
we'll kind of see, I guess, with the end of the season and kind of how it plays out for Ahsoka, and maybe what that means. Maybe she goes back to them. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the episode was interesting because now we've fast forwarded quite a bit. It seems the events that are taking place are happening really quick. Obi-Wan's even uncertain of a lot of things. He's uncertain of like where Anakin's at. He's uncertain of the Jedi orders. Uh, kind of like orders for him to spy. Like you see the kind of that turmoil in Obi-Wan as well, which I think is interesting. So,
Interesting. Yeah.
but yeah, I guess that's it for the Clone Wars Phantom Apprentice. We got 2 more episodes, and yeah, I think this is just a solid episode. So
Yeah. No, absolutely. So next up on our list here is Digimon Adventure. So
yeah,
this is the new series that's coming out. Is that correct?
so it is, but it's a reboot of the original series.
Right. Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
reimagining, essentially. Right. Or
it's really similar. There's a little bit of difference, but yeah, it's legitimately the first season of Digimon, but just reskinned, and the story's a little bit different. So yeah, it's like a retooling of the original.
Okay. Now, is this has this actually premiered? Is it out or is it okay? So
in Japan,
so
it's not in America yet. It's in Japanese right now. And that's how I've been watching it.
so you watched the first couple episodes then, right?
Yeah, first 3.
Okay. Yeah. Well, why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, so I think that this show, growing up, I was probably like 10 or 11 when Digimon came out, and me and my brother watched it all the time. And I remember my cousins watching it, and it was just like a big deal. I liked it way more than Pokemon. I was one of those. I thought it was, a little bit more mature, like as far as the storylines and the fighting. It wasn't necessarily super kid like a lot of Pokemon stuff is, and there was a good storyline, and so I was really invested in it as a kid, and even now, like I like rewatching kind of the original series. But yeah, so I think it's super promising. This series, it kind of changes how we're introduced to the main characters, the Digimon, taking elements from Digimon the movie in the first few episodes, where there's this they're fighting a virus on the internet. They're not necessarily in the digital world yet, where a lot of the story takes place, but they're on the internet, and they're fighting a virus similar to Diaboromon, which is, if you guys have seen Digimon the movie, that's the main villain. And then Omnimon shows up, which is a very high evolved Digimon that involves Ty and Matt's Digimon fused together. But they're barely evolving, like, because there's basically different levels for Digimon. So you start, there's all different levels, but usually like the base level's rookie, then you have your champion, ultimate, and mega. And so they've only gotten a champion, and somehow they're able to evolve all the way to their mega fused form, and which sounds like, I don't know, it was weird. It was just like the movie basically, because that's where you got Omnimon from. The animation's really good. The animation's amazing. Like, I love the style they're using. I really didn't like Digimon Try when they kind of did that series. Not only why I think the writing was poor, it was just kind of like the animation wasn't great. This is really clean looking, and I think it just reimagines kind of Digimon for, it's just kind of upgraded. Like, they have cell phones obviously now. Izzy's computer isn't just like a little Mac laptop; it's like a tablet folding thing, and it's just more of a modern day world. And I think that the rest of the season is probably gonna be good. I think it's gonna be more condensed than the original series. Like, I don't think it's gonna be as long. Maybe that's why they're kind of moving quicker. But I'm excited for where this is going. I think I'm gonna tune in every week and see what's going on with the Digimon peeps. And so I think if you're a fan of this of the original, you're gonna dig it. Not just from a stylistic standpoint, like it's just cool. Like, it just looks good. It's I like the original fine and everything, and I think it's great. But I think this is a cool little nod to original fans and just kind of revitalizing it for a new generation.
Yeah, no, sounds cool.
So, But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for listening. We greatly appreciate it. Check us out on our social media and have an awesome week. And remember, everyone's a nerd about something.